Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to talk a bit about a really interesting article that my mom, thanks Mom, brought to my attention in the New York Times Magazine, the most recent issue, and it's called Multiple Choice. It's about something that I feel rather strongly about, and I'm interested in discussing what the article said. I think it's really interesting, and see what all of you think. Some of you might have noticed in my video, at least one video previously, I believe, and others who actually know me, are aware that I used to identify with the pronoun they, along with them and their and themselves. Multiple choice is basically all about the pronoun they and whether it is the correct pronoun to use to make other gender identities that are non-binary feel comfortable. It talks a lot about, in the English language, about how it sort of doesn't fit, how it also does fit. Historically, it used to be used since, I think the earliest date they mention is like the early 1700s. And really discussing also the fact that pronouns is like this very closed off category that we obsess over, and how it's actually much bigger than that. So I personally think that, obviously, I identified for a while with gender-neutral pronouns, they, them, their, and themselves, so I clearly believe in those pronouns, and I still do, even though now I identify as a trans man. I really believe that the vagueness and the openness of using gender-neutral pronouns like they can be really empowering for those who are non-binary, because we've been socialized with he, she, and that is not the whole expansion of the gender spectrum. It just isn't. There's hundreds, if not probably thousands, of gender identities, and they each deserve to be validated. And if somebody wants to use gender-neutral pronouns because they are non-binary and that is what they're most comfortable with, it shouldn't be about what is grammatically correct. And this is coming from somebody who has a degree in journalism. So I certainly appreciate grammar. I understand the importance in grammar in terms of writing and speaking, but I think that gender identity and being comfortable within yourself and being validated within your identity and being accepted for who you are is so much more important. And I think that there is definitely room for other pronouns, and I think that they're all valid. Actually, it was really cool. I had forgotten that they mentioned they was actually the 2015 word of the year for the dictionary. I mean, it's becoming more and more frequently used, because it's kind of like, I identify as queer still because it's an umbrella term. I don't feel trapped within this one identity. I'm attracted to all sorts of people. Who I'm attracted to more could possibly change now with my new identity. I have more exploring to now do, but the point is that I don't want to be tagged down. I like that vagueness, and I like that label. It's a very open-minded label. If you're going to label me, having a very vague, open-minded label that allows, anybody and everybody to fit inside, That's just what feels comfortable to me. So it's the same principle. I mean, queer was a long time ago, well, actually not even so long ago, was a negative term. And it meant, things like weird, and there was just a lot of negativity towards it. And I would say millennials pretty much the first generation to really try to reclaim that term. I'm one of them. And I think that, Shakespeare used they. I mean, so many writers over time, those who, we basically bow down to, were using these more open pronouns. And I think that they need to be reclaimed, and they are being reclaimed, because individuals who are non-binary are identifying with they. They actually brought up a really important mention here with feminists, how certain feminists would absolutely identify as they. And interestingly, that didn't actually occur to me as a feminist. I didn't really see myself identifying with they because I'm a feminist. But I think that's a really interesting idea, and I can totally understand why a feminist would identify with gender-neutral pronouns such as they. One of the issues I had with, not the article, but one of the things they're talking about, with somebody was quoted in the article talking about basically the other gender-neutral type pronouns and pronouns that are being, made up, such as here and z, and saying basically, okay, they can understand how they would be used and accepted, but that the rest aren't valid. Kind of pisses me off. That's just the thought of that. It's like society saying, we're just shutting you down even more, just completely invalidating and erasing all of these different identities. And the thing about identities is it starts with I think for a reason. I being just yourself, me, and, you are the only person who can determine your identity for you. It's your body, it's your life, it's your emotions, it's how you feel inside, how you want to live your life and express yourself. It is entirely up to you. And I don't think it's a decision to be made by the New York Times or any other publication or the dictionary. Is it nice to see those pronouns listed in the dictionary because it's almost like society as a whole is accepting the terms? Yeah, absolutely. But even if it's not in the dictionary, know that your identity, whatever it is, your gender identity, sexuality, all of it, it's you, it's who you are, you're the only one who can decide it, and it is completely 100% valid. So just know that, but if you are interested in reading more about the pronoun they and an article that really touches upon multiple opinions, I recommend reading Multiple Choice. Again, it is in New York Times Magazine. Here's the cover, so that way you can remember when you want to go check it out. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about gender-neutral pronouns and they. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. Have a good day.